Rocker Gulch Park. We passed a gulch a while ago. We need to look up what a gulch is. Is it a ditch? What's the difference between a gulch, a ditch, a ravine? What else might a gulch be?
So the best I can tell using the Google machine, a gulch is essentially a ravine that can have water rushing through it really fast. I mean, I thought ravines could too, but I think ravines are essentially just caused by erosion, not necessarily having like fast rushing water through it. I think a gulch has water running through it like a stream going through it normally. Not quite sure. It's as best as I could get. They seem kind of synonymous, a ravine, a gulch. They're just called gulches up here. I think also, like you think of like the Wild West and, you know, out in Arizona and Texas and that kind of thing. You always hear about a gulch, dead man's gulch, that kind of thing. And that being the old West, gold mining, silver mining, all that kind of thing. I wonder if the terminology from that area didn't make it up here, unless it's gulches, not ravines. I wonder if that has something to do with it, just kind of like regionalisms and how language moves around the country. Anyways, to me, it's a ravine. From what I could see on the Google machine, it's a ravine, it's a gulch, it's a ditch with water, a ditch caused by water. Gulch.
Here is a dredge. It's one of the number of dredges that are out here. I don't remember the total number of dredges. I'd have to look it up. But they've kind of got this one, I don't know, like a park, kind of. It's over this, you know, swamp area where it's dredged the gold out. So they built this kind of causeway so you can walk out over it. But let's take a look at what it says here. And of course the causeway is all at weird angles. She's like, I can swim. I can swim in this muck. And willow trees. These are called willows up here for some reason. I wonder if they are a type of willow that we just don't know about. And here's the water line. They would have pumped water through here, I think. And I don't know why they have this. What the line was for. Oh yeah, water. Pump water out probably. Or water in so that it could dredge. There's a big pump there and went down into the ground. So there's the bucket. Those buckets are all over town. People use them as planters. They're just kind of everywhere. That one's been blocked off. There is a urban exploration video that some kid did of one of these things where he climbed around inside it. Was that the big one over on the other side of town? Yeah, look at the angle this thing sinks into. And there is the dredge on the east side of town.
So here are a few more signs, a couple more signs that you can read through. Following these signs, the video will jump to a couple of days later where we spent the afternoons on a Saturday and Sunday wandering up behind the hospital on the Tundra.
Jackass machinery.
Oh, how juvenile.
So we decided to go walk behind the hospital, and our plan was just to walk behind the hospital. And then there's this trail leading up the hill from behind the hospital, and the guy at the intersection in front of the hospital says, "You going up the hill?" And we're like, "Yeah," not knowing what up the hill meant. And so we got the dogs, and we're just wandering up here to see what goes up here. But that's the dredge that we were at yesterday. And this is it. Like, this is the Tundra. And then the mountains. And they just go on and on and on and on and on back there. Like, I don't know how far they go, but they go a long, long ways. And they're not mountains, they're like hills, kind of, right? I don't know if you classified that a mountain or not. Mountains way back there, yeah, where you get the sharp peaks and stuff. Well, we're gonna walk up this trail and we'll take more video as we go along, right? Yeah. I don't know if the blueberries, if there are any blueberries left. We'll have to look and see, but I doubt it. Things have gotten pretty cold up here. I mean, pretty cold being 20s at night, 40s during the day, probably. And then the sun goes down, I don't know what, 7:30?
I think it's later.
Like 8?
It doesn't go up to like 10.
Well, it starts to go down around 7, like, and then, but the true sunset is, yeah, maybe 8:30.
But it's like 10 when it gets late.
But it's 10 in the morning when it gets light out. Yeah, it's like the morning goes later, but the evening kind of stays the same. But the sunset last night was just, yeah, it was just phenomenal. Like, you know, the writers say the sun burned the horizon. I mean, that's what it was. The sun burned the horizon last night. Anyway, up the hill we go. All right, so here we are. Where are we, Bean?
I don't know. I think there's a name.
We're out.
Behind the hospital.
We're out up on top of the hill behind the hospital, and there's a view of the town.
See everything.
Yeah. Yeah, the hospital, the port, the fuel tanks. You can see that there, way out there is one of the gold dredges. Airport. Yeah, it's dead quiet. Oh, there's another dredge out there. See if I can zoom in on that out there. Yeah, look at that one. I mean, they're not used, but that's the radio station out there, I think. One of the radio stations. The Christian radio station. No, the one in town is not Christian. I think it's a newer station. It's like free format. It plays like jazz at night and weird kind of industrial ambient stuff during the day. That's kind of creepy. Alright, well, that's above the town. More late. So I think this hole, so we came up the hill and there's this kind of mound. I think this is like a mine. Like they used to, I know that there's a YouTube channel, Aqua Chigger, who came up here. He's a metal detector guy. And in one of his videos, he comes out to the Tundra and he kind of looks at places like this. He says these might be mines, old mines where they dug straight down looking for gold. And that, who knows how deep that goes. I mean, that board across there makes sense, kind of. And the pipe going in. But then there's like a, guessing that's a snow machine?
Yeah.
Upside down in there? Somebody dumped their old snow machine in here. But there's another view. Gold operation over there. Really, you can't get any sense of scale from the video. Like, it just does not give you a sense of scale. I mean, how far out do you think White Alice is from here? 5 miles out there? Sledge Island way out there. Oh, got my finger in the thing. Sledge Island right there. Wait, no, I don't have it in frame. There it is. Sledge Island out there is 19 miles out. So that gives you some idea. I mean, that's an enormous island if that's 19 miles out. And it must be just straight down cliffs.
Yeah.
And then there's the hill there. Looks like it was a volcano or something. I don't know what it was, but if you look, Alaska is what, the most volcanic and earthquake area in the world or something like that?
Yeah.
The most active.
So there's an earthquake like every 15 seconds here.
Earthquake every, if you gotta speak up a little.
So there's an earthquake every, I don't know, it's like on average like every 15 seconds.
Every 15 seconds. Well, I know the Aleutian Islands are like the most volcanically active like area in the world.
Yeah, obviously they're not all like significant, but we had one around here.
It's like 2 miles out.
That was what, a 3?
3.4 or something like that, 3.8. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that I felt it or anything, but
they had a 6 somewhere else in the state on the same day.
did they?
All the time.
No, yeah, there's like, I mean, it's just it's a
Unstable
tectonically active area. I mean, it's part of the Ring of Fire. I mean, it is a large part of the Ring of Fire. Going all the way down the west coast. Yeah, Charlie's been loving it out here. She's been just exploring, sniffing things. Peter's like, whatever. Yeah, he just likes the exercise. So we're gonna come down the hill here and see if we can't get up on the back end of the sledge, or on the dredge there, which we went to yesterday. It's just kind of neat though that this trail system kind of does the whole circuit. So, okay. One thing you don't have to worry about up here, wood ticks. It's not a thing. Mosquitoes, malaria, I understand. Well, not technically, but there's a lot of mosquitoes up here. And they're enormous. Yeah, they're kind of out of season now. So if you got dogs, you definitely gotta do heart guard. For heartworm and shit from the mosquitoes, but
They're loving it.
yeah. There we go. All right, so we're checking out the dog. Oh, it gets muddy though. You can get down in these.
What are you doing? What is all over you? Wait.
Mud. Yeah, I mean, if you see, the ground is all saturated here. Come on, Pete. Come on, bud. Peter's like, it's wet. I don't like it.
I love this.
Bright green moss. We got a ways to go in this stuff. People ride their fat tire bikes through here. Yeah, you gotta like find a spot to walk in, find a path. Charlie doesn't care. She's like, I'll walk anywhere. I mean, it doesn't go that deep, like maybe ankle deep in some areas. You kind of got to pick your path. And you got to have extra chuffs. Like my feet are perfectly dry. Yours are? You can hear it smushing. You hear the suction on the boots. And it's gotta be cold. Now this is just melted permafrost. Really. Oh boy, look at this area. Go around that way. Kind of looks like it might be a little drier. You gotta look for tufts. Whoa, like, and the grass is deceiving. It looks shallow. And if you can find the tufts of moss, you can walk on it pretty well. She's snuffling so much she got water up her nose. That's gonna be crazy right there to walk through. Yeah, and then you kind of lose your footing because suddenly it's solid ground. I think it's just follow this here, where these boards are. It's okay, you just climb up the willow wall. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Not like 8 seconds.
No, she has to be first in line for everything. See, and then up here is a little higher, so you don't have to walk in the muck. That's fun. All right, so we just crashed through, I don't know, a mile of tundra with I don't know if that's a mile. I think it's a mile. From way up on that hill, from over there all the way through and back down here to the dredge that we were at yesterday. In there is basically, I don't know, melted tundra, melted permafrost. It's basically like slough.
The dog had a blast.
I don't know how deep it goes. I mean, at some point it probably came up above our ankles.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But and then we had to jump up on the platform here so we could get back.
Charlie had
Charlie loved it. Like it was just like this is
heaven.
running around. She should be a bird dog. You know, sniffing for birds out in there. I mean, there are no birds out in there, but anyway. Whew, I'm sweating now. That was a workout. All right, we're going back out up on top of the hill that we were in yesterday. I don't know how much good video I got yesterday. For some reason, the new S20 Plus is a real pain in the ass to get video off of, or I don't know what I'm doing, which is equally as plausible. So today, the dogs, or and I are at least gonna go up to the top of the hill. I don't know if we're gonna try and plunge through the tundra like we did yesterday. We are gonna plunge through the tundra. That was hard work yesterday. And it's a little unnerving because you start to like go through these big puddles and your boot goes and it sticks in those puddles and it's like, ugh. And I'm used to back in Wisconsin at the cabin, if you're walking in stuff like that where it's spongy and there's water on the surface, it's likely a floating bog and you're gonna go through. No? Beans assured me that we're not gonna go through. So if we do, we can blame her. Oh, there it is. Going back to Anchorage. So we're walking up the trail. We walked up here yesterday. Do you have anything to add to walking up here yesterday?
Charlie is leading the way.
Charlie is the expedition leader.
Yep, neighborhood guide.
She's expediting our walk up the hill. Peter likes to go and then stop, and then go and then stop. So up into the tundra we go. So if you had your superpower, what would it be?
History excavation.
History excavation. Explain that to us.
I want to be able to see under the ground, like now or in the past, but also see. You're making it sound so stupid.
No, I'm not. You're the one telling it.
You're laughing.
So anyways, you want to be able to see under the ground now, or what was under the ground in the past.
The ancient past.
How do you determine if it's there now or if it was there in the ancient past?
No.
Oh, you just know? All right, and then the other part?
Let's see what this looked like millions and millions of years ago.
So you want to know what it looked like when
Like Sledge Island is obviously
Sledge Island was connected to the shoreline. What did the ancient landscape look like? Millions of years ago? 1,000 years ago? Millions of years ago?
I want to see what it was like however many years ago.
So how do you take over the world with those superpowers? Well, isn't that the point of being a superhero? Okay. What would mine be? I don't even know that I've had one.
Figure that out.
For myself. I do like the idea of being able to like know what it looked like historically.
Like, I swear that looks like a volcano. Probably not.
The dogs are antsy. We got to get rolling. We got to stop talking about what being superpowers would be. Oh yeah, and then there's this little spring up here, and there's a lot of these. I don't know if it's a spring or if it's like just if it's just like the meltwater coming up out of the tundra or whatever.
It's really clear though.
But it's really clear. It's got kind of got a red coppery tinge to it.
Everything that comes out of the ground in this area has
A red coppery tinge. Yeah, there's a lot of iron in the ground here. All right, groovy. We're taking a new trail. Yesterday we went up there and then down to the dredge. This time we're gonna head out towards Icy View. Well, we're gonna go out this way and see where it goes. I mean, if it kind of dead ends somewhere, then it dead ends and we walk back. But so we're just gonna wander out this way. It's very mucky, but oily. So away we go. Executive decision, not taking this path anymore. We've just been walking through these puddles the whole way. Just doesn't seem all that enjoyable. It's kind of cold. You know, look at Bob's, he's kind of chilly, I think. Plus that's what he does when he gets nervous. Yeah, we're gonna walk back up that way and see what we can find. Maybe there's another path we can take somewhere. So we walked, up just this kind of random trail that had markers along it. When it goes down, you can kind of see it wind down towards the radio station, or the weather station down there. There's a very big dredge out that way, wherever it is. Can I get it in frame? I can't see it. Where is it? I can't get it in frame. It's not it. There it is. Big dredge out there. We were gonna maybe try and walk up over there to that hump on the hill over there. But then thought, rather than walking across country, we'll just go back to the trail with all the puddles on it and try and puddle jump our way back out of here. Pretty wide open. It's like South Dakota, but with permafrost. And an ocean. And true mountains. But I think that's about as big a tree gets here.
Yeah.
Right there. Go stand next to it so we can get an idea. You're 5 what? 5'3"?
Yeah.
And so it's down a little bit below her on the thing.
Yeah.
But maybe 10 feet.
The tundra will swallow these up.
Yeah, you see like holes in the tundra and they grow in these. You only see the tops. But yeah, we went out there, had to traipse through some puddles. Dogs got a little wet. We're gonna head back and then we gotta do our hike into the grocery store and get our dinner. So, and then maybe work on getting some video online and watch the football game while Bean reads her book. Walking down 4th, heading to the grocery store, heading to Hanson's. Hanson Trading Company. Looking for
Crab.
king crab and steak. Partly to celebrate to celebrate the closing of our house, the paying off of our debt, and the freedom of being up in Nome, Alaska.
Yep.
Hopefully we can find a big canning doodad to boil it in. Otherwise, we'll have to find some other method to do king crab. This is one of the main drags for it. No stop signs. No stop signs. That's why I call it a main drag, because you can get all the way down here without hitting a damn stop sign. Like third.
Fifth is more of a.
Yeah, fifth is more of a main drag. I take this one because it's not a traffic. But anyways, there's one house along, oh, that's along Fifth, that has the polar bear hide on the stairs.
Yeah. That's...
Anyway, there are no polar bears here, but they probably went up north and got it. Walking along, and it's kind of like a, you know, salvage yard or thing. But check this old doodad out. There's an old tin coffee cup in it. Yeah, a little stick shift on it. That's kind of neat. Old track. There's another weird thing that's got tracks. Interesting. We drive by this gas joint. I mean, it obviously doesn't have gas anymore. I wonder when it became defunct. What do you think?
A while ago.
Yeah, we'll come up and take some closer images here of the pumps. And check these things out. Ace Supply, Anchorage. Them's old. Mechanic on duty. It's like all sunken in. That's crazy. I think it is. Like, I think there's still somebody that works on stuff here, but the gas out front is neat. Just a raven hanging right outside of Raven Cuts. So right outside the haircut place, there's a raven. Also, it's the grocery store, so that's probably part of it.
Yeah.
Things get dropped here. Here's an old one. Here's an old building. We're just wandering around. I'm guessing it's just storage today, unless somebody lives in it, maybe. I mean, no real windows. We're just kind of wandering back to a neighborhood. Yeah. Oh, it's got an exhaust vent, so somebody must live there. We're just walking back to an old neighborhood. Like, look at these old buildings. Check that out. An old bulldozer just sitting in the middle of town in front of this old shack, which maybe somebody lives in. Yeah, somebody's got an airplane in their backyard. Huh? Maybe they have, maybe they own it. No, I can go through here. Wonder why.
So, yeah, man. My dog is being a spaz.